yeah, Collinsville. And you're so glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the fresh sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening or early afternoon, as the case may be. Welcome to Alton High School here in almost Godfrey, Illinois, is where Alton High School is located. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for a little Southwestern Conference boys volleyball action as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on the Alton Redbirds. And again, my name is Todd Duke, and welcome into the pregame show brought to you tonight by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. All the folks at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. We do not have a pregame guest for you today because, well, we only have 3 seniors on this year's volleyball squad, so I've already talked to 2 of them, and the third one, I interviewed him as a senior for the hockey team over the winter, so I would just be doing nothing but kind of rehashing the same things as far as family and his likes and dislikes are concerned. I'm talking about Jacob Zagorski. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to talk all the time during the pregame show. I know you like that. And then Jacob is going to join us after the game. We'll talk to him in the postgame show, and we'll talk to him pretty much strictly about volleyball and the volleyball game that he just participated in, or the volleyball match that he just participated in. JV game, that went 3 sets, and Collinsville came out under the losing end. Alton won the first set 25-17. Collinsville came back and won the second set 25-22, but then the Kahawks dropped the third set 25-13, and the JVers are now 12-9-1 on the season. So that brings us into the varsity matchup today between Collinsville and Alton. Collinsville comes in at 6-6 on the year. They are 0-4 under their first-year head coach Mike Nichols. Alton, they come in at 4-11. They are 0-4 in conference play, just like Collinsville is, and Alton is coached by Jenny Schmidt-Weidman in her 4th year as the head coach of the volleyball program here at Alton, and she has an overall record of 8 wins and 66 losses. Kahawks, they are coming off back-to-back 2-set wins over the Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience on Wednesday, and then Maryville Christian on Thursday. Kahawks have now won 3 of their last 4 matches. 6 of their next 7 will be versus Southwestern Conference teams. Tomorrow versus Granite City is the only non-conference game in those 7. The final of those 7 will be between these same 2 teams on May the 17th. 2 days later, it'll be the season finale against Althoff on the 19th, the other outlier in the Southwestern Conference games. Kahawks still have yet to play in a 3rd set in any of their matches so far in their inaugural season. The Redbirds, they are coming off of their 4th win Thursday with a 2-set win here at home versus Granite City, 25-22 and 27-25. That snapped a 6-match losing streak, if you will. 2 other 3-match losing streaks this year for Alton as well. They beat Bayless in 3 sets on 2 different occasions, also beat Granite City at Granite City. The first win against Bayless and Granite City came on back-to-backs on the 26th and the both on the 26th. That was in the Belleville East tournament. The only time that Alton has gone to 3 sets was the other game against Bayless. And the only 4 wins this year, well, 2 against Bayless, 2 against Granite City. So we'll see how Alton can fare against Collinsville here in this Southwestern Conference match. Speaking of Southwestern Conference match, that's what we're going to take a look at next. We're going to take an in-depth look at the battle between these 2 schools tonight, and we're going to take an in-depth look at the Southwestern Conference as a whole, where it stands right now on April the 26th. And we'll do that next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Chiropractic Works, our mission is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible without the use of drugs and surgery. We have state-of-the-art testing available to see if we think we might be able to help you with any health issues that you're dealing with. Whether it's neck pain, back pain, headache, sinus, allergies, numbness, tingling, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, or ankle problems, we've helped many people solve these issues without the use of drugs and surgery. If you'd like to get to the root cause of your health problems, feel free to give us a call and schedule a consultation or a new patient exam to see if we think we might be able to help you.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHOKSports.com and the KHOK Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHOK Sports Network and KHOKSports.com.
Calling all sports fans. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Caseyville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs that you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers, sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest brew in town. And don't forget to try your luck at the Lucky Fox Gaming Room. Dine in and catch a game, or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-855-9500.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Sorry about that big glow down there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's coming in from the windows high atop the gymnasium here. And as the sun continues to set, that will get a little bit lighter and lighter. But about the only thing you can't see is that near side corner on the right-hand side. If people move into that area, you can see them just fine. So hope that doesn't bother you too much. All right, here we go. Southwestern Conference. Well, Collinsville looking for their first ever Southwestern Conference win in program history here in their first year in their program's history. Alton, they have not won a Southwestern Conference match since a 25-13, 25-14 two-set sweep of Edwardsville. That was all the way back in May of 2016. It is the only Southwestern Conference match that Alton has won in their program's history. That's 7 years ago. Redbirds are 1-58 in Southwestern Conference play since they started playing boys volleyball in 2015. That includes 30 matches over the first 2 years before getting that first conference win. 16 of those were conference matches. 82 matches have been played between then, the last conference win, and now. And that, of course, is just 42 conference games, so almost half of the games that they have played since then have been conference games, and still just that one win. Who's in first place, you ask? That would be the O'Fallon Panthers. They are 11-3 overall, 6-0 in conference play. They have won 25 sets and have lost only 8 sets on the year. Only one set they have lost in conference play. That was a 25-20 middle set loss in a 2-1 win at Belleville East 5 days ago. 1.8 set wins per match is what they're averaging, while losing just a little more than half a set per match at 0.57. They're playing SLU tonight is O'Fallon. After that, they have 6 matches left on the year, 4 of them in the Southwestern Conference, including at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium coming up on May the 10th. Belleville East, they're in second place. They are 13-4 overall this year, 3-1 in conference play. They have won 28 sets and lost 11. Only 2 sets lost in conference play, and both of those were to O'Fallon. They do have conference wins over Alton, Belleville West, and Collinsville. That Collinsville was one back in August. Belleville East, 1.7 set wins per match is their average, and 0.7 on the sets lost side. They are playing at Edwardsville tonight is Belleville East. They also have 6 matches left after tonight. All Southwestern Conference matches besides a trip to Lutheran South next Wednesday. And they also have a date left with Collinsville, playing at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium 1 week from tonight. Belleville West sits in third place. They are 8-5, 3-3 in conference play. 17 sets they've won, 11 sets they've lost, and that number is 7 sets won in conference and 6 lost in conference. They average 1.3 sets won per game, and they average 0.9 sets lost per game, and their next game is at home versus Belleville East on Thursday. After that, they would have also 6 matches left. None versus Collinsville. Collinsville has already played Belleville West twice and lost to them twice. Collinsville, they're next on the list. They're in 4th place. They are 6-6. They are 0-4, as I mentioned, in conference play, and Collinsville's average 1 set on each side. They average 1 set per match on the winning side and 1 set per match on the losing side. And as I said, they're looking for their first win in Southwestern Conference play. They're also looking for their first set win in conference play. And the Cahoks not getting much rest. Tomorrow they are at Granite City. Then they have 5 games left, all conference games, with the exception being that season finale at Altoff, May the 19th, last day of school for students, by the way. Edwardsville, they are, I don't know if this is right or not, but the STL Today side has them just at 3-3. While everybody else is up in the teens as far as games played. Edwardsville has played a total of 6. I don't know. I have a question mark behind that one. Edwardsville 3-2 in conference play, so only one of their matches has not been in conference. They are averaging 1.2 sets won per match and 1.3 sets lost per match. They're playing Belleville East tonight, and they have 7 matches left after tonight, including this coming Thursday at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium against Collinsville. So if they only have played 6 and they've got 7 left, they're not going to play as many as anyone else has. And Alton, they bring it up the rear, as I mentioned, with that 4-12 record. They are 0-5 overall, 8 Southwestern Conference, 8 sets won per match, total, 26 lost total. They're averaging a half of a set win per match and 1.6 sets lost per match, and they have also not won a set in conference play after tonight against Collinsville. Alton has 8 games left, including a rematch at Collinsville between these two teams on May the 17th. So now you know almost as much as I do. If not, maybe you might know a little bit more as well. We'll take our final break. When we come back, we'll pass along the starting roster, starting 6 for both of these teams, and we'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of Kahok sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Chapman Trucking LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking LLC, 618-960-9346, or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville and Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Chiropractic Works, our mission is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible without the use of drugs and surgery. We have state-of-the-art testing available to see if we think we might be able to help you with any health issues that you're dealing with. Whether it's neck pain, back pain, headache, sinus, allergies, numbness, tingling, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, or ankle problems, we've helped many people solve these issues without the use of drugs and surgery. If you'd like to get to the root cause of your health problems, feel free to give us a call and schedule a consultation or a new patient exam to see if we think we might be able to help you.
And we will welcome you back to Alton High School. Well, we've already got a little bit of bad news to pass along to you before we even get this game started. I'm not really sure when the national anthem is going to be played here or not, so forgive me if I'm a little bit deliberate on doing some talking now. I'm not sure if they're going to do the lineups or do the anthem first and then the lineups. All right, got my answer there. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Having problems keeping your ride on the road? Roadman Automotive in Collinsville can help you keep your ride rolling. Roadman Automotive offers everything from diagnostic tests when that check engine light comes on to tune-ups, alignments, brake and suspension work, and more. Oil changes at Roadman Automotive start at just $35. Roadman Automotive is open from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and is located at 936 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Check out the Roadman Automotive Facebook page for daily specials. Call Roadman Automotive at 618-223-1878, online at roadmanautomotivecollinsville.com. Roadman Automotive. Keep your ride on the road with Roadman Automotive.
Well, we welcome you back to Alton High School. I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. This game is going to be played tonight without Tyrone Ely. He apparently hurt himself while the whole team was practicing. He's down on the floor, sitting over there right behind Coach Nichols, if you can see that on the screen, with his leg propped up, left leg. He went down in a heap. I didn't see anything happen. I just looked down there and saw him on the ground withering around in pain, and when they helped him off, he did not put any pressure on that left leg at all as he was helped over to the bench. So it appears that Tyrone is going to be out, and it also appears that we are without a few more players as well to injury. I know that Luke Geisen is not here tonight, and Coach mentioned there's a couple of other players out as well. So Collinsville trying to secure that first Southwestern Conference victory. They're going to have to do it tonight without some of their players that have been helping them out along the way this year as we go along. So we'll have to figure out who they put in there besides Ely. We only got 3 and 8, 9. Okay, so it must be 9. Elijah Davison came in to take the place of Tyrone Ely because he was not listed as one of my starters. So here we go. For Alton, you will find on the floor Eli Cam. He is a right side hitter and a freshman. Ryan McNamee. Eli Cam. No, it's Cam Eli. First name, last name. Yeah, got that. Ryan McNamee is a junior middle hitter. Victor Hall is a junior setter. Norton Austin is a outside setter, and he is a junior. And then a middle hitter, Marcus Jones, a senior. And the libero is John Ramsey, and he is a junior. For Collinsville, you will find on the floor sophomore Carter Hollis. He'll be the outside hitter. Your middle hitters are Jacob Zagorski and Elijah Davidson. Zagorski a senior, Davidson a junior. Joshua Zagorski is the setter. He is a senior. John Carl, an outside hitter, a junior. And the right side hitter is Dylan Brown, a junior. And another junior is your libero in Matthew Falby. So we are set on both sides as far as starters are concerned. So Collinsville will have to do without some injured players here tonight. One of them injured while they were going through warm-ups. Not sure if it was a twisted ankle or it was a knee. Probably not a knee because he's got his knee bent up on the chair now, holding on to it. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to speculate. All I know is it's a left leg issue, and that is not good. So Collinsville on the left side of your screen in the purple. They are trimmed in white, both the jerseys and the shorts. The libero, of course, that is Matthew Falby. He has the white jersey on, so he's the outlier, and that's how he sticks out. And for Alton, they are in the red jerseys, the home red jerseys, trimmed in white, numbers in white, the word Alton written across the tops of their jerseys. And their libero, John Ramsey, has on a white jersey as well. Collinsville, they have the word Kahawks on the backs of their jerseys, nothing on the fronts except for their numbers. So we are just about ready to get underway here with this first match. Whoever wins 2 wins the night. Will it happen in a sweep or will it go all 3? As I mentioned, Collinsville has not participated in a 3-set match at all this year. They've either won by 2 or they've lost by 2. So we'll see if that happens here tonight or if we get another 2-setter on either side of the equation. Back to serve it up for Collinsville is the senior Joshua Zagorski. He's ready to go. Collinsville looks like they're ready to go as the libero comes in to take the place of Elijah Davison. And Alton, they look like they're ready to go as well as they get ready to bring in John Ramsey. The referee on the other side checking his card to make sure the proper players are out there, and he's doing that for Alton right now. And then we will be just about set for some play. All right, we were due to have a baseball game for you Thursday afternoon against Alton. Collinsville was going to play at home against Alton, but apparently they have moved that game to Wednesday, so we are not going to be able to do that game for you tomorrow because I already have plans to take my young daughter to finally get her driver's license, and that's her day off, so I can't ask her to take a different day off. So I'm kind of doing that, and we'll figure out if the softball game between Collinsville and Belleville West is going to take place. I understand they moved it because there was a chance of rain in the forecast. Well, there's a chance of rain in the forecast almost every day now. Thursday, that would be the same day anyway, and I think Belleville West already has a game on Wednesday, so they can't move that one to Thursday. So if there is no rain, if it doesn't materialize, we'll switch over and do some softball for you on Thursday instead of baseball. Trying to stay in touch with Ken Oberkfell and let him know what's going on. I had a baseball game Thursday and then 2 more next week, so we were going to get back at it, Mr. Oberkfell and I, but that apparently is going to be delayed by a week. All right, it appears that everybody's satisfied with everything on the floor now, and we are getting underway. This game was scheduled for a 5:45 start. We're about a half hour late from getting that on time. Alton gets the ball first as Collinsville serves, and now Collinsville with a chance to set it up. Here is Zagorski. He'll send it on over for Brown. Brown gets it over, and then up front, that is Shane Kaufman. And now a net call, and Collinsville will pick up the first point, and the Kahawks start off with a 1-0 lead. So once again, Josh Zagorski back to serve. Josh sends it up across, and it's pushed up front by Alton, and they try to send it over on a Austin Norton shot, and that one hits the mark before going up against the wall here, and it's 1-1. So first service coming up here for the Alton Redbirds, and that'll be Victor Hull. They have Heights listed on the roster here for Alton as well. They got a kid up front in Marcus Jones. You can see him right up there at the front of the net. He is 6'6". Another delay. Okay, it appears we're ready. I don't have any idea what these delays are for. And the serve by Hull comes across, and Zagorski sets it up, and Hollis sends it over, but we already have a whistle, and we have a double hit by one of the Collinsville players up in the front of the net, so 2-1 in favor of the Redbirds. Back to serve it up once again is Victor Hull. Hull sends it over. That one goes all the way back, and that's out. So Collinsville will get that point right back. as the Kahawks try to figure out who's supposed to serve. And Carter Hollis, he's the one. Hollis delivers. That one's going to go too far as well. Scintillating stuff here so far, isn't it? Oh, boy. Here is Austin Norton. He's an outside hitter. He's a junior who stands at 6'2". He'll go back to serve. He stands all the way back. And then comes forward, delivers a hot shot. Collinsville picks it up, and good job there by Zagorski to get that ball over. Now here is that big 6'6" man I was talking about, but he's blocked up front nicely there by Jacob Zagorski. And then a violation for Alton will give Collinsville a point. So far everything has been on violations and balls that are hit too far. Double hits, net violation, a couple of them hit out of bounds, and we are tied at 3. Here is Matthew Falby back to serve. Falby sends it across, picked up in the middle by the libero, moved up front and not very far at that. And then a little soft one-arm touch by Connor Wickhorse, and that one goes into the net. So you give the point to Collinsville, 4-3 in favor of the Kahawks. Falby back to serve it up again. He does so. This time it's picked up by Wickhorst, and then he gets it right back, sends it across, and off of the shoulder of Falby, and that's a nice job staying with it over there by Zagorski. Now back over to the other side, and a hit into the net. I believe they're going to say that Cam Ely went into the net, so Collinsville picks up a point, and it's 5-3 in favor of Collinsville. A 2-point lead for the Kahawks, biggest lead by any team thus far. Each team has traded back and forth with 1-point leads. Here is Falby with yet another serve. Falby sends it across. Wickhorse picks it up. Set up by Hall. Knocked over. Zagorski sets it up. Falby gives it right back. And little one-arm dump over. Nicely done there by Dylan Brown. And Collinsville goes up by 3. Sun still shining down there in that corner, isn't it? Been a bright, sunshiny day. We've been hard-pressed to find a cloud in the sky. A little chilly, only made it up to 60 and a little bit of a breeze, but this would have been a beautiful day to have last month. Now when it's supposed to be 70. Alton gets that point back. 6-4, Collinsville leads by 2. And back to serve it up for the first time is John Ramsey, the libero. 6'1" junior, sends it across. Picked up and moved over to the side and shoved over by John Carl. Now Hull sets it up and sent over. Collinsville trying to get it back across, but that point's going to belong to Alton, as the ball never did make it over the net. Came down and a little bit too late after that, so back to a 1-point lead for Collinsville. And the serve comes across. Falby sends it to Zagorski, who sets it up over here for Brown to get it over. Now on the far side, and that ball is out of bounds. So Collinsville will be the beneficiary of that point. That was close. We have a gentleman caddy corner with the red flags looking at the service lines. Here is Carter Hollis. He'll send one over, and that one's too far. 7-6. Collinsville up by 1. Back into the game is Shane Kaufman. The 5'5" junior will go back to serve. He does. Picked up by Falby and shoved over immediately by Zagorski, and that one's inbounds. And initially, I think the gentleman over here said it was in, but now they're going to change it to out, and we're going to be tied at 7. Next serve on the way. Right down the middle, Falby picks it up, and a little backwards, and Davidson was in the middle of the court, and that ball came over here to the referee on the ladder, and Davidson had to go back the other direction, and he couldn't quite finish that, so Collinsville falls down by 1. There's a serve picked up, and again, a little bit of miscommunication down there in front of the net, but this time at least the Kahawks get it over. So does Connor Wickhorse, but he sends it out of bounds, and Collinsville will tie it back up at 8. JV baseball team beat Alton 13-3. I know the girls softball team had a game at Edwardsville. I believe they lost 10-0. And there's a nice job getting it over by Collinsville. Now Alton trying to return the favor. Popped up into the air by Hollis, and he gets it right back from Zagorski. Hollis sends it over, but we're going to have a point to Collinsville on a net violation by Ryan McNamee. So Collinsville will go back up by 1, 9-8 in favor of the Kahawks. Back to serve for Collinsville, junior John Carl, the outside hitter. He sends a lob over, and it goes right back over. Nice dig by Austin Norton, but it had enough juice on it to get over the net. Unfortunately, it also had enough juice to get out of bounds, so Collinsville goes back up by 2. Unfortunately, if you're an Alton Redbird fan, that is. If you're a Collinsville fan, that's very fortunate. Here's John Carl with another serve. And again, it's picked up and almost sent out of bounds. Now it is. Shane Kaufman tried to save that ball, but when he did so, he knocked it right into the candy cane pole that's on both sides of this net that is considered out of bounds. And when you hit that with the ball, it is considered out of bounds. So Collinsville goes back up by 3. They restore their original lead. Here is Carl's next serve. It's picked up by Johnson and sent across and picked up into the back, and Collinsville sets it up. Nice job up front by Alton to block it out. They keep it on their side. Got to get it over on this try, and they do. Picked up by Carter Hollis, and then a one-arm kill shot by Zagorski. Picked up nicely over there by Alton. Now Zagorski sets it up for Hollis again, off of a hand up front belonging to Alton. Now a setup for the Redbirds, and they'll send it over on a pop fly. And then it goes over, and nice job there. Joshua Zagorski with a big kill, and Collinsville goes up 12-8. And once again, John Carl back to serve. Carl sends it into the middle. Picked up there, and they move it over right into the middle. And that one is out of bounds, and a nice job at the last second by Matthew Falby to let that go. Collinsville picks up the point. Timeout on the floor by Alton. We'll step aside as well, and we're back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The Shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman, and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The Shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the Shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, the usual. So men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the Shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend or two. The Shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The Shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville. John Carl back to serve it up again for Collinsville. Kahawks up 13-8. And it goes over, and it's going to be out of bounds, and then nobody would talk to each other down there. We had two guys backing away at the same time instead of going toward the ball, so Alton picks up a much-needed point after falling down by 4. And back to serve is Connor Wickhorst, and Collinsville picks it up, and into the middle it goes, and that's a little bit too hard there by Elijah Davison. And back to within 3. Connor Wickhorst, junior, back to serve up another. He does. Picked up by Falby. Moved over by Zagorski. Davidson sends it over, and that one almost got picked up in the back corner before it was knocked out of bounds. Collinsville picks up the other point, though, and Kahawks go back up by 4. Now it is Davidson's turn to serve it up. Nice line drive shot. Nice pickup over there by Norton. Norton's going to get it right back, and Davidson, what a save there. Over to Carl, and then into the net by Zagorski. Couldn't get enough air underneath that ball to get it over, and Alton gets a point. And it's 14-11, 3-point lead back for Collinsville. Here is Ryan McNamee back to serve now for the Alton Redbirds. He'll punch it on over. Picked up into the middle by the Kahawks, sent over to the side, and it's Carter Hollis who sends it over. Now it's picked up by Wickhorst. Over onto the far side, punched across the way by Johnson. And then into the middle it goes, and back over to Collinsville's side on one hit. Zagorski sets it up, but oh boy, I tell you what, that was a nice job there by Dylan Brown to get there just in time, and it pays off because Collinsville gets that point back. I don't know how Davidson got there that quick when that ball was hitting the opposite direction everybody thought it was going to go. It looks like Ely's got some ice on his thigh over there, so not a knee or ankle. See, that's what I get for speculating. 15-11 in favor of Collinsville, and Alton trying to shove it across. They do so. Picked up into the back, and now moved over by Zagorski, and he sends it over once again. Now that one's barely there, and trying to kick the ball up into the air was Carter Hollis. I've seen Collinsville do that a few times already this year. That one didn't quite work out as the ball goes into the net. Back to serve, Victor Hull. He's the one who was the first one to serve for Alton. And Collinsville picks it up. Zagorski sets it up, pushed across. Libero takes care of that. Over onto the far side now for Ely. He gets it across. Now Falby to Zagorski. And then a little bumble of the ball on Collinsville's side will give Alton another point. And it's 15-13. Collinsville up by 2. Another serve coming up here for Victor Hull. Hull sends a high one into the back, picked up by Falby. Zagorski sets it up, punched across by Hollis. Picked up over there by Alton. They'll send it across, and then it'll just roll down an arm, and Alton will pick up another point in this game. Collinsville's had the biggest lead so far at 5. Right now it's down to 1. These two teams traded 1-point leads for a minute. In the back. Picked up. Here is Zagorski with the setup. And picked up on the other side by Norton. And now Hull sets it up. And a save by Falby, but it goes out of bounds, and we are tied at 15. Victor Hull. Another serve for him coming up. There it is. Shoved up front. Zagorski sets it up, and then Alton was very, very much aware because that ball was over the net. And now a timeout called by Collinsville as Alton takes the lead at 16-15. So we'll take a break, and we're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Todd Duke back with you from Alton High School. 16-15. Redbirds of Alton have a lead by 1 point. Collinsville trying to get it back. Falby sets it up for Zagorski, who then sets it up for Carl. Carl gets it across. Alton's turn to send it over. They do so. Carl will pick it up in the backcourt. Zagorski will move it over to the far side, and Carter Hollis. That ball got blocked right back at him. Nothing he could do about that. And now a 2-point lead for the Alton Redbirds as Malachi Oliver checks into the game for the first time for Collinsville. Another serve coming up for Hall. Picked up by Falby. Zagorski sets it up, and it's punched across the way by Collinsville. Sometimes it's hard to see the numbers being in the side view that I am. That's a nice pickup, but there's the big guy, 6'6", Marcus Jones, shoved that ball right back to where it came from. Nice pickup over there by Falby. And a bunch of service runs here for Alton. And again, Collinsville hitting that ball too hard in the backcourt. Instead of setting it up, it's going over on the first shot. And that gives Alton plenty of time to get sky high in the air and slam it down to the ground. So a 4-point lead now for Alton. Another serve. Falby shoves it up front. Zagorski sets it up. Comes back down. There we go. Got that point right back. Need to get a couple more of those. 19-16. Alton up by 3. Haven't had an ace yet served by Collinsville. This would be a good time for one as Hollis sends it over. And it's picked up by Wickhorst. Now set up over on the far side. And a big kill there by Austin Norton. And Alton gets that point right back. They become the first team to hit 20. Kahawks need to go on a run here. Here is Austin Norton, who just killed the ball, and now that one's going to go under the net. Boy, I tell you, Collinsville's having a hard time with these serves on the back line. They're not getting it up in the air enough to help their teammates get anything set up front. Another serve by the Redbirds, and there you go. Zagorski sets it up and hit too hard. Jacob Zagorski got a feed from Joshua Zagorski and just hit it too hard. Here is Austin Norton. One more serve coming his way. That one's out. Collinsville's like, thank you very much. But now the Collinsville Kahawks have their work cut out for them. They got to get 5 just to tie. And we're getting late in this first match. Back to serve is Matthew Falby, the libero. Another delay. I am not a volleyball aficionado, so I understand what I do understand to get through a broadcast, but other than that, man, I'm still kind of learning this as I go along as well, even though I've had about 4 years or more doing Lady Kahawk volleyball. Alton back to work. Big kill there by Cam Ely. And the Redbirds 2 points away from wrapping up this first set win. They're looking for their first set victory in a Southwestern Conference match this year. Sent over by the libero. Here is Zagorski setting it up. Shoved across on a have to. I got to get it across kind of a shot. And then a lob ball kept alive. Nicely done. And Oliver gets it over. Alton goes back to work. Here is Hull. And it's sent over. Picked up. Set back up on the far side for Carl. Carl, that ball gets blocked out. And Alton one win away from picking up a first set victory here against their Southwestern Conference rivals. 24-17. Next serve by Ramsey is across. Picked up by Zagorski. Falby sets it up over on the far side for Carl. Nice job on the return by Alton, but a nicer job by Collinsville to pick it up. Now a lob shot back in the middle. Picked up by Josh Zagorski. Falby sets it up, and that one's into the net. Hit a few times. Collinsville gets the point. They needed it. They need more. Oliver is going to check back out. Coming in is Dylan Brown once again, and Brown will go back to serve. He sends it across, and it's picked up in the middle. Shoved up front by Hull, and then a shot that's too hard by McNamee will give Collinsville another point. 24-19. Still a long uphill battle to go here for the Kahawks. They trail by 5. Remember, have to win by 2. So they have to get 7 points. Zagorski sends it over. Picked up into the back by Norton. Moved over here now, and Wickhorst into the net. Collinsville with another point. 24-20. Sent over. Libero, he sends it up to Hull. Hull with a kill shot. That's hit the ground. Nice block up front. What a big block that was by John Carl. And Collinsville is back to within 3. Next serve. Picked up. Moved up front. Hull sets it up. And that one is off the fingertips and out of bounds. And that's going to do it for match number one. Won by the Alton Redbirds, 25-21. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have set number two. Collinsville needs to win it to force a third and final set. Can they do that? We'll find out here in just a little bit on the Kahok Sports Network.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Extreme Details, owned and operated by former Kahok Jay Merkel. Jay and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or an RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, and they vacuum every vehicle regardless of what package you choose. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 977-1224 or visit Extreme Details at 936 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details. Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former Kahok Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium on Main Street in Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz. And classic rock, it's always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl by the hundreds, plus new releases by new artists as well as reissues by classic artists. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's Record Emporium. There, you can test out all the latest in audio gear, from top-of-the-line speakers to the latest in new turntables, plus amps, streamers, and all of the accessories like needles, belts, and more. While you're there, check out the music-related wall art, as well as t-shirts, record cleaners, and so much more. Plus, if you can't find it at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Come check out Collinsville's only record store, Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in beautiful uptown Collinsville, 618-795-1333, online, richesrecordemporium.com.
I was standing right there on that corner Saturday morning at 7 o'clock at Rich's Record Emporium, waiting for the store to open at 9 a.m. for Record Store Day. I was the sixth one in line. Ended up being about 25 people in line by the time Rich opened his doors. Don't forget, you go in there and make some purchases at Rich's Record Emporium, whether that's stereo equipment or vinyl records. Tell them you saw this commercial on the Kahok Sports Network, and you can get 5% off of your purchase. Kahawks with their backs against the wall here. They have to win one to force a third set, and they get on the board first here. They did that last game too, but ended up losing that first set 25-21. Right now the Kahawks are up 1-0. Collinsville back to serve. Here is John Carl. It's picked up by the libero, and then Hull. He moves it over, and a shot by the big guy, Marcus Jones. All 6'6" of him gets up and just barely got a piece of that ball, but he got enough to disrupt things, and we're tied at 1. Here is Austin Norton back to serve it up here for Alton. He throws that ball way up in the air and then takes a running leap at it. Over on the far side, Davidson has it blocked out, and again, that's what 6'6" will do for you, especially when you get those arms up. You're 6'6", and then all of a sudden you turn into 8'8". 2-1 in favor of Alton. That one a blistering shot, man. Wow. He did that once last time, too. He throws that ball up there. You get up there right along with it, and you get that downward stroke, man. It's going to blister across that net. There's a spinning ball that doesn't clear the net, and Collinsville will take that. And the Kahawks trail just by 1, 3-2. Back to serve is Matthew Falby. As Jacob Zagorski goes out, Carter Hollis comes in. Falby, he serves. Picked up into the back by the opposing libero, Ramsey. Now moved over, blocked up front by Collinsville. Nicely done there by Carter Hollis. And we're tied at 3. Another serve by Falby. And again, picked up by Ramsey. Moved over, blocked by Collinsville, but unfortunately, instead of going down on the other side of the net, it came down on their side. And Alton is back out in front, 4-3. John Ramsey back to serve. As Marcus Jones heads to the bench. Here, Falby hits it backwards, but Collinsville still manages to get it across. And I don't know about that not being a net violation, as one of the bodies of Alton went flying into the net thinking that ball was going to come over the net. It never did. It still fell on Collinsville's side. Alton gets the point, and it's 5-3 in favor of the Redbirds. Collinsville gets it across, picked up into the back, moved up front, and a partial block. Collinsville picks it up off the floor, and a setup. Down it goes, and Collinsville gets the point back. Nice done there by Dylan Brown. He gets the kill shot. And back to serve is Dylan Brown. 5-4. Collinsville trails by 1. Alton tries to set it up, and they can't. That ball is accidentally hit out of bounds. Accidentally hit out of bounds by Elijah Davidson. He didn't agree with the call, but the call stands. And it's 6-4 in favor of the Redbirds. Here is Shane Kaufman back to serve. Nice dig over there by Falby, and then trying one of those no looks over the nets on the second shot was Joshua Zagorski, and he just put it into his own net. 7-4. Alton extends their lead to 3. Shane Kaufman back to serve again. Popped up and out. So back to a 2-point contest. Kahawks trail 7-5. And Elijah Davidson back to serve. Davidson sends it over. Shoved across on the third and final shot. Now Zagorski setting it up for Carl. He tries to exploit that middle spot, but Alton closed it up pretty well. And now Wickhorst gets it over. Collinsville picks it up. Another setup, this time shoved across by Carter Hollis. And then in the back, nobody over there on that far side. Davidson sneaking up too much into the middle, and that cost Collinsville a point, 8-5 in favor of Alton. Connor Wickhorst back to serve. Pops one, sent up front. Zagorski sends it over. And again, everybody moved up front, and that left the back wide open. Bryant Johnson exploited it. Collinsville wants another timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. It's 9-5 in favor of Alton as the Kahawks try to figure out a way to come back in this one and send it to a third set. And we'll find out together in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
Kahawks pick up a point. They needed that. 9-6 now in favor of Alton. Back to serve, Carter Hollis. He sends it across, picked up, and that's going to go over the net. And very alert was John Carl with the kill. 9-7. Hollis. Oh, man. Unforced errors will kill you in games like this. Ryan McNamee back to serve now for Alton. Right in the middle, picked up by Davidson. Zagorski shoves it over instead of setting it up, and it's picked up over there by Kaufman. Now moved up front, and here's Johnson getting it over. Falby sets it up for Zagorski to set it up for Carl. Partial block. Didn't go over the net, stayed on the other side, and Alton gives up a point to Collinsville. 10-8 now. Collinsville trailing by 2. Here is Joshua Zagorski. Josh sends it over. Nicely done, and that one didn't quite make it over the net, and Collinsville gets a much-needed point there. That was a nice dig effort by Austin Norton, but it went right into the net, and once it does, not a lot of things your teammates can do about it. Here is Zagorski with another one as Collinsville has gotten this back to within 1. Nice job there by Kaufman. Sent over, and that one is out of bounds, and Collinsville has tied this thing back up. Now you got to work on getting the lead and maintaining it. Zagorski. Joshua sends over another one. That's a blistering shot. That was an excuse me, I'll hit this with my body, and that was a big kill shot there, and Collinsville can't. Oh, yes, they do get it over. Wow. Ramsey. A punch over, and no one there in the middle, that middle soft spot. Left wide open, and back out in front are the Alton Redbirds, 11-10. Cam Ely checks back into the game. So does Victor Hull. Hull had about 5 or 6 service points on a nice little run back there in the first set. He sends it over. Davidson picks it up and tries to send it backwards for Carl to come in and handle, but that one just didn't stay where Zagorski wanted it to, so Alton back up by 2. Falby picks it up. Zagorski sets it up and sent over by Brown. And now Alton will set it up. Here is the big man, Jones, sending it over. Collinsville stays alive. And now they get the point due to the Kahawks. 12-11. Kahawks trail by 1. Getting later and later here in this second set. Alton won the first set 25-21. Back to serve, John Carl. He does. Picked up by Alton, set up by Hall. Over on the far side, off of a partial block. Collinsville keeps it alive. Falby for Davidson. Davidson just punches it over, and it's off of a partial block and out of bounds. And the referees say, yes, that's a point for Collinsville. We're tied at 12. John Carl back to serve it up again. He does so. Sends it over to the far side sideline. Setting it up is Hull, and he does so, and that's in. Big shot there by Marcus Jones. Gives Alton back a lead. Just when Collinsville gets this thing tied, you want the Kahawks to take that lead, and it just never materializes. So Alton, 13-12. They lead by 1, and back to serve is Austin Norton. Norton's the kid that gets up in the air, man. That's a troublesome serve. That's out. That'll help. And that means he probably won't serve again for the rest of this match, or the rest of this set. 13-13. Collinsville has tied it up once again. Matthew Falby back to serve it up for Collinsville. Got it over. Picked up by Wickhorst. And into the net it goes. And well, we're going to have the referees talk about who's going to get this point. Right now the scoreboard has it Collinsville's. Referee saw Victor Hull walking towards him. He was trying to get in to sneak a listen, and referee on the ladder said, nope, back up. Collinsville does get the point. Kahawks take the lead, 14-13. Now they got to extend it. Matthew Falby still serving. Man, oh man, oh man. Just took the lead. Just gave it right back. Ryan McNamee comes in. He'll give up a couple inches on Marcus Jones, that's for sure. And a pop shot going out of bounds. Collinsville gets it right back. So service error to service error, and Collinsville gets back to the 1-point lead, 15-14. Dylan Brown will go back to serve it up here for Collinsville. He does. In the middle. Shoved up front. Back to the middle it goes, and there's that big leaping ability there of Austin Norton. And Alton ties this thing back up at 15. This one's going to go down to the wire, apparently, as Bryant Johnson checks back in for Alton. Back to serve is Shane Kaufman. That one barely got over the net, and those are always a little troublesome. Collinsville gets it over. Picked up into the backcourt once again by Norton. Now moved over here. That one's punched all the way back in the back. Collinsville's going to have to go to work. Falby does, and there's no way. That ends up all the way over onto the spare volleyball court. And the Redbirds back in front by 1, 16-15. Another serve in the middle, shoved up. Here's Zagorski setting it up for Davidson, who just does the fingertip touch across. Alton gets it back, and Collinsville loses another point. That ball was scorched off of the forearms of Falby. And Alton now up by 2, and this is not a good combination for Collinsville right now as we get late into this game. A 2-point lead seems almost insurmountable. Here is Shane Kaufman. Kaufman sends it, picked up. Zagorski sets it up, and a nice job there by Alton to save it, but now they're going to hit it too many times, and Collinsville is going to get that point right back. Come on, Kahawks, get on a roll here. Davidson's going to go back to serve. Davidson from the corner, sends it across, picked up into the back, and now Hoffman moves it over, and into the net it goes. Collinsville has tied this back up. 17-17. Boy, it'd be nice to rattle off about 5 points in a row here. Elijah Davidson's going to do what he can to help out. Over onto the cross side. Picked up into the corner, and that might be trouble, but then a Austin Norton save. Oh, come on. You got to talk, man. You got to talk. That ball popped up into the air, stayed there for what seemed like an eternity, and all 6 guys on the court stayed put where they were, and no one moved toward the ball. 18-17. Redbirds up by 1. Serve. Picked up. Zagorski sets it back up where it came from. Blocked. Nice job by Falby to keep that one alive. And then into the net it goes. And Collinsville will get that point right back. And we are tied at 18. Boy, I tell you what, when you get a tie this late in the game, there are no room for errors. No room for mistakes. Carter Hollis back to serve it up now for Collinsville. He does so. Picked up in the middle. And then set up by Kaufman. Over it goes. Zagorski sets it up, and then it's going to go out of bounds. 19-18. Alton up by 1. Ryan McNamee back to serve it up for the Redbirds. And that one barely made it across. Falby with a nice job. And Alton, they got lucky and they saved that one. It tipped off the net if it wouldn't have. Might have found a place there in that empty spot in the hole. And that one is going to go out of bounds. Is it tipped? No, it's not. Alton gets the point. Man, 20-18. Collinsville trails by 2. Timeout called by the Kahawks. We will take a break as well. We're back here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, And finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Another serve coming up here for Alton. Into the back it goes. Davidson knocks it out of bounds. Alton, they're feeling all excited about themselves over there. Hooping and a hollering on that bench. Looking for their first conference win since May of 2016. Punched over by Collinsville. Picked up by Alton. They shove it over here to this side for a setup. That's going out of bounds. So Collinsville will get one of those right back, but the Kahawks still trail by 2, 21-19. Getting late here in the second set. Collinsville must win the second set to send it to a third set. Kahawks lost the first set 25-21. Joshua Zagorski back to serve. He gets it over. Picked up into the back by Norton. Moved up front, and there it is. Marcus Jones with a big kill shot. And they're feeling their oats now over there, Alton is, 22-19. Six guy jumps in the air about 3 feet, and all of a sudden he's a 9-foot giant. Alton making a couple of changes here, bringing in some defensive specialists, I'm guessing. Well, and of course they will bring in Victor Hull to serve. Hull sends it across, picked up by Davidson, and again, too far into the net. Collinsville has to get it back, but it's too late. Alton gets the point. Victor Hull. Davidson up front. Zagorski sets it up behind him. There you go. Big kill shot there by John Carl. And Collinsville gets to 20 points. Unfortunately, Alton is at 23. Kahawks. John Carl ready to serve. He does so. Into the back corner. That one was almost palmed. And big kill shot there again by Marcus Jones, man. I'm telling you, that dude, he's got some power. He's got the height. And Alton 1 point away from picking up their first Southwestern Conference victory since 2016. They send it across to Falby, to Zagorski, to Davidson. Davidson hits it the wrong way. That's going to do it. Collinsville loses 25-21 and 25-20. Alton wins their first Southwestern Conference match since beating Edwardsville all the way back in May of 2016. And the Kahawks will have to wait another day to pick up their first set win in Southwestern Conference action. That brings us into our post-game program, brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collinsville, home of the Kahawk Chicken Sandwich. Cafe Agape been doing their thing since 2012, offering catering, some of the best home-cooked food in the area. Call Cafe Agape today at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Well, Collinsville loses this one here tonight. And Alton gets both victories. And the Kahawks will have to wait another day for that Southwestern Conference victory. Hopefully it comes at some point this year as we take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network as Collinsville drops a couple of sets to Alton, 25-21 and 25-20. First Southwestern Conference win for Alton in boys volleyball since 2016. Only their second one in their program's history. And joining us now is Collinsville senior Jacob Zagorski, middle hitter. We've already talked to Jacob. We talked to him during the hockey season, so we didn't want to get back into the whole, who's your mom and dad and your parents and all that kind of stuff again because we already did that, right?
Yep.
Right. All right. So let's talk a little volleyball. Tell me, first of all, I know that the fundamental differences are huge when it comes to ice hockey and volleyball. What's different for you playing the two different sports?
A lot of jumping.
Oh, you don't have to jump very much in hockey, that's for sure. Probably not recommended on the skate blades, is it?
Nope.
No. All right, so tell me about how you got involved in playing volleyball.
I've been playing volleyball for like 7 years for middle school.
Yeah, so you did the middle school thing. You do any club things?
No.
No?
No club.
What do you like about volleyball as opposed to the hockey thing? I mean, it's totally different. Not physical at all. There's no bumping or shoving or, pucks flying at you at 100 miles an hour either.
Yeah, it's a lot calmer.
Yeah, okay. So tell me a little bit about your first year experience. Explain to me what this year has been like for you and this program kicking things off the way they are.
It's been a good year so far for most of the guys, I think.
All right, and I don't know about you, man, but I really had some high expectations coming into this thing, knowing that we just talked to the head coach here for Alton that they've only had one conference win in their history of their program, so I was kind of looking for bigger and better things. So tell me about your experience playing Alton tonight. What did you see? Explain the game to me.
It was really weird, not having our main setter. It was weird for my cousin setting us, so they were just flying all over the place, and then they got their basics down really well.
Yeah, so you think it's their experience over your experience that helped you out a little bit?
Yep.
Didn't help you guys were missing all kinds of people, man. You're missing Luke Geisen, you're missing Adam Reiniger, and then Tyrone Ely gets hurt during practices. What happened?
I think he landed on someone's foot.
Really?
Apparently.
Man, no, that's not good. All right, man, we'll let you get out of here. Enjoy graduation. We'll talk to you down the line.
Yep.
All right, thank you. That is, excuse me, wrong one. Turned him all the way up. Yeah. All right. That is Jacob Zagorski, senior middle hitter for your Collinsville Kahawks. That's going to do it for us for here tonight. Like I said, we don't know what we're doing on Thursday as of yet. We were supposed to have a baseball game. That game got moved to tomorrow. I already have plans for tomorrow, so I can't pick that game up. Right now, the softball game is still on the schedule, so we will see if we can switch over and do the softball game or not. That all depends
on the weather. So the JV loses tonight as well. They lost 2-1. Alton won the first and the third set. Collinsville got the middle set, and in the nightcap, your varsity team lost 25-21 and 25-20. Collinsville falls to 6-7 on the season and 0-5 in conference play, while Alton picks up their first conference win since 2016, and the Redbirds are now 1-4 in conference play, and they shove their overall record to 5-11. A big thank you to Mr. Zagorski joining us here on the post-game program. My name is Todd Duke, and until either Thursday or sometime down the line, we will talk to you later. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening.